welcome to our channel. We're the GraceNotesStitchers. I'm Corrin.
I'm Colleen.
And today we're coming to you with a very special WIP parade, mid-year WIP parade. We're breaking this up. So no, we're not changing our clothing multiple times during the day.
Right.
But because of how many WIPs we know we both have and limited space, we're only doing like 10 for right now. And then we'll do 10 more and then we'll put them all into one video. So it'll be one video for you guys, but several days for us. All right. Oops, I'm already out of order. So I'm trying to become more organized and I know people want more information. So I have adapted some pages from Happy Planner and I have hopefully the information that you all want. So I'm going to start with my supersized Max Color Haid, A Place of Her Own. And it is in the plastic, so I apologize. Hopefully you won't get a glare. This is what it is going to look like. I did get the paper. This is before I had a Kindle. So I don't know how I ever thought I was going to stitch that with a paper copy. I will be 100% honest. This was called for WIP Go this month.
Mm-hmm.
So I just got, no, I didn't want you to do that. I just got 1,000 stitches put into this. Can you hold? All right. All right. So I got more of the green filled in. So it's just thicker than what you've seen before. This is going to take me years and years and years. Somehow I'm going to have to put it onto a better rotation next year. But for now, 1,000 stitches was pretty good. That is on 28 count Lugana Antique White. And again, it's A Place of Her Own, Haid by James Christensen.
Okay. My baby bib, I'm going to show you that. It's almost like Restart, but it's not, because I was stitching on the back of it, like the upside down. Which one is it? B for baby? No? Is it? Yes, it is that one.
It is? The blue one?
It's good.
Why do you have all that green in it?
It's gray. But yeah, that is the one. It is that
It's
one.
not this?
It's called Baby Bib. So it's the one that says baby.
All right. Well, okay. It's this one right here.
So yeah, I'm gonna hold this up. Look at the green. No, look at the gray, not the green, because that's on backwards. That's what I got done. And this is what I put out at StitchCon before we were going in, because we've already plenty of time. And yeah, that's what I did.
All right, my next one is Amazing Grace by Tilton Crafts. That I do not have a cover sheet. I'm going to hopefully print one today so that this doesn't happen again. So that is it on my Kindle. I'll blow it up a little bit for you. This will be a stitch along with Hannah Dowling in December. I started it on my WIP Go. Well, I had it on my WIP Go before we decided to do this SAL. When I know for sure the SAL hashtag, I will let you know because I'll put that in my notes. I do know it's got the piano emoji keys. I just have a really bad memory. And where I am on that is not real far because I didn't want to go too far because I didn't want to be ahead of Hannah. It's actually not as big as I thought it would be. I am doing full cross. It is a 22 count khaki Ada. So since it's full coverage, there won't be any quarter stitches.
Yeah, it is not big. Okay, my next one is Cinderella. So I don't have my list of the fabrics, but pretty much it's easy because some of these kits. It's Disney the Dreams collection. This is Thomas Kincaid. This is the kit. Got a Hobby Lobby like who knows however ago. And I found the needle minder because I leave them on sometimes that I wanted. I'll just cover it because that's I started in the middle, and that's her dress. So. And that's just 16 count.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I did not start this for Mania 2021. This was Mania 2020, but WIP Go 2021. Antique Carousel. This will be great when it's finished. It's just, there's a lot of blends, and blends are not my thing. So I kind of balk at the idea of blends. So I got 400 stitches put in again this year. I am using my StitchCon needle minder. And no, I don't take them off either.
Especially if you have a thread that you haven't finished.
But this was called for WIP Go, and it was a Mania start, so I did anniversary it. But that was part of my 400 stitches because it was called before. or Mania came before it was called. This is on Carnation Pink, 32 count Belfast linen, and it is dimensions designed with scissors.
The next one is the Governor's Palace, Ronnie Rowe designs. Making this for my grandfather, I think. Sorry, you do it. Oh. Yeah, I've worked on this a ton since Mania, like the last Mania.
Be smaller.
Huh?
You do that.
Yeah, some of these I have not touched since Mania, the ones I have started this year. And I hope that by like next Mania I have touched like these. Because some, our focus points are just like working on it, some I want to finish. And this is like a 14 count. I call it, moss or what?
Yeah, something. All right, my next one is a Shannon Christine design. It's Aurora. Again, sorry, it's in the plastic. This is a unicorn. I'm actually making it for my niece. And kind of a funny story. When we were visiting, she was just looking through my WIPs on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And she found that. And she's like, Aunt Corrin, I really like that. I was like, oh, good. I'm glad you did, because I didn't tell her anything. I'm sorry, that one's on the floor here. I still have it on my Q-snap. I wrote just light blue linen. I think it's 28 count because I didn't write that down. I thought I did, but I didn't. And I started this in February of 2020.
And Babes and Towels that I'm showing pretty much are Charles Craft, I believe.
Yeah.
So my next one is I call it the Guest Towel, and it is pansies in the book. So it's this yellow one right there. This one I think I'm doing 3 strands because it has like the added border thing that they just add to it, so you're not actually stitching on the towel. But I got that much done. I really want to pull this out and finish it, but some are just being focuses. And I think fans got called for a finish. So okay, so I showed that one. Your turn.
Yep. Sorry, I'm looking for my right there section of the cover. How cool is that? I'll have to go into it. First I'll show Bambi. This is another Thomas Kincaid Disney Dreams. Yeah. Colleen had given me that as a gift. So it's a kit, 16 count white Ada. Although I will be honest, it looks like ivory. I don't know if it's because it's old, but they tell me on the kit that it's white. I don't know why that's stuck to it. That is my back. And my Princess and Frog needle minder from a Cabochon that I made. So they say that's white. I don't tend to agree with them, but that's okay. Go ahead.
So on Cat. This is Mania start. Oh, these are most of them are Mania. Let's see, something like that.
Oh yeah, mine was a Mania. Mania 2020.
Looks like 14 count. I remember something that's called like Nana's Shop or something. So I'll push this out of the way. This one, it's got like not exactly wood pieces in it, but it's a cool. Like I think I like working on it. I think it's an Ada. So yeah, it's not like a linen that is annoying, but some of the pieces I'm pulling out by accident because they do that.
Make sure the whole thing is on.
There you go. That's clear.
Okay. This is Boyd's Bear and Friends, Grenville and Beatrice True Love. It's a Stony Creek. I am doing it on a 32 count Belfast Zweigert on ice blue. This is one that's a pain in my rear end because I get so far
and then she finds a mistake that's here and she has to take all of that out.
So I don't know. Gridding probably would have helped. If I keep finding mistakes, gridding's going to be what does help. So that is something I need to think about. That's his tuxedo. I did start this for Mania of 2020.
Yeah, this is a, I want to say 16, it almost looks like 18, but Horses to Love by Cross My Heart. I am doing the Black Stallion right here. This was a Mania start of 2020, and this one I really got to finish. I gotta finish it. But again, when you have goals, not exactly all of them get done and stuff. So there we go.
All right, again, I don't have a cover photo. I know I had problems printing before because this is from the Cross Stitcher magazine from February of 2020. So I'm going to see what I can do about getting a current one. But this is Brew Can Do It by Doreen Jones. And this is going to be, it is done on handy linen called watercress. You've heard me say this is not my most favorite to work on. And I know there's people who say if you don't like the fabric, find something else that you do love. But it's pretty. That's the thing. It's perfect color. So even though I don't love it, a little bit at a time. And again, this was a 2020 Mania start. You will find that theme a lot with me. Mania 2020. So I participated a little bit in Mania 2021. Not a ton. Ton of new starts because I didn't finish these. But with working, I couldn't start that many. I didn't have the time for this year anyway. Not the time I would like to have had. All right.
Like 16 count. Good Neighbors. And I have this in mind that, and it's a Paula Vaughn. I have this in mind that I could like make it for our neighbor because in the background, like it almost looks like her. So that's cool. So this is the start of this year's Mania. Oh look, it's your shrinking. This one's actually a decent size. So here we go.
So this board is not my favorite board. It's a little bigger.
So yeah, this 16 count, it's just like a grayish Ada. I did use because we have got like a yard of it or something that just we could use it for a bunch of projects.
Like beigey gray.
Yeah.
All right, my next is Christmas in London Mirabilia. It is Nora Corbett.
Mania start of last year.
Yes, so that was my Christmas Mania start, and we've not been really good at keeping up the 25th.
The Merry 25, because that happens to be the day that our Cozy Cafe salad
yeah, so that kind of is disappointing because that was not the plan all along. My Christmas in London is not here.
Is it on Orange Nut?
Let me look. Yes, it actually is. And that's because, you know, supposedly every 25th I'm going to be getting it out. So that is my progress as of right now. We've done it a few times on Merry 25, but very rarely. Maybe next year. Right. We don't have Cozy Cafe.
Because yeah, sales that we do with people, those are just, you start them because people call them start-alongs. So really you work it at your own pace, that kind of thing. My next one is Pepper and Purple. It doesn't really have a cover photo. It's just blocks and they ever change. But I have the whole border done. And I don't think they really gave you a whole thing of what they were supposed to look like. Or did they? With the weeks? Okay. So anyway,
when you get the 52 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 52 weeks. So there is, but pretty much it's just good for this.
Well, that's the pattern though.
Yeah, the pattern.
It's not a cover photo.
So yeah, I gotta get along with that. But that is like a dark gray. Is it a 14 count?
Yep.
Okay. And there's a border to it, and I plan to do it in this. I just dropped it. This variegated. It's just DMC. I think it's 321. No, 121. So it's a blue, obviously.
All right, my next is another Mirabilia. Also started for Mania of 2020. And again, Nora Corbett. I'd written 2021 on some of these, but I know for sure it's 2020. This is done on 32 count Silvery Moon Jovelin. Now I'm going to ask you to hold the black thing up because...
Okay. So my Pepper and Purple was not a Mania start. That's maybe my oldest flip, I think, because I had that started before I started my supersize. You think?
Maybe.
Okay.
We're going to have to hold it up.
Oh, so you're... There you go.
I don't know how close I can come. So this is red gridding, sulky sliver, but Cinderella is coming along. I had made so many mistakes before gridding. So gridding has greatly improved my stitching on this. No more mistakes. That again is 32 count Silvery Moon Jovelin. That was also a Mania 2020, if you haven't noticed that thing coming through.
Okay. I thought I was going to have to show on my Kindle, but apparently I printed it out. This pattern was off of Etsy. Star Wars episode, is that 6? I think it's episode, yeah, Return of the Jedi. And sometimes I gotta really, like, those patterns that I have on Pattern Keeper, I really should work on those because I love Pattern Keeper. Soto is annoying because sometimes the highlights will, like, when you're moving around your page, they'll disappear, and then you're trying to highlight, because I usually highlight after I finish a thread. But yeah, this one's on the Pattern Keeper, and I don't think I've worked on this since Mania. I think this is the top. Yeah, because I'm working on it.
This is gonna be huge.
This is huge, and this is the same, like, 16 count Gradiata.
There is a lady, Rita Renee Fabrics, on Facebook that you can get a whole bolt, not a whole bolt, a whole yard of Ada for like $4.
You wouldn't love that.
So, you know, you can check her out. I don't believe it's a group, it's just a business page. This is Enchanted Unicorn, also Heaven and Earth Designs, Julie Fain. That is my cover photo. I am using Pattern Keeper for that, so that is just the cover. And then, this one's so pretty.
You got a decent amount done.
I do have a decent amount done. I feel like I do anyway.
You just want to fold it over to hold it instead of the board?
No, I will just use this because I can actually speak properly, I promise. There we go. We have Enchanted Unicorn. I love the colors. So this here is completely solid. I do go off a little bit, but that's all the same color. So I just kind of keep going with the thread as I have it, just because I hate changing my threads. I hate rethreading my needle. So that khaki that you're seeing through is actually the fabric. That is not colors. Again, this was a Mania 2020 start. It is on 28 count new khaki Lugana. I am doing tent stitch with this one. I didn't tell you, but with my big, huge super size, that is also tent.
So yeah, obviously, you know, it's Star Wars. Anyone who, I would say celebrates Star Wars, but is in Star Wars, that was a May 4th start.
Of this year.
And this one I'm going to show you, Foxy. I think I pulled up the cover. I'm going to call him he. Foxy was a start this year too, and I absolutely love it. And it's really tiny. I didn't think it was this tiny. I think Stitching Goddess Designs Athena, she has the same fabric or something very similar.
Oh,
she
yeah,
says the Zweigert. She was stitching at StitchCon, and I think mine's a 20 count. And she says it's just from Zweigert and it's a metallics. So I'm not doing that. No, this one has, because it's.
Oh yeah, you're doing 2/1. So yeah, it looks like 20.
Right.
Or 22.
So I'll just use this. It's really tiny and very cute. I'm gonna love how tiny he is when he's done. That's all of mine.
All right, so we got your 10. So tomorrow or the next day or whenever we can film, we will get you the next set of 10. All right, here's day 2. Colleen's really worried about my coffee, so I'm going to try to be really good with it. So I'm going to start you with my Cinderella stitch along because it's on my Kindle. And it's not a great picture, especially when I do things like that. So that's the top. So this is only the first part, and this is in the November 2020 Cross Stitcher magazine. It is a 3-part stitch along. November, December, January. I've yet to buy January issue. I have it on 18 count purple Ada. I am not sure where I got it. I wish I kept better records, but I didn't. I usually do really good at Mania time, and then the rest of the time I just grab things out of my drawer. And I don't always write things down. I'll go, I'll remember that. Yeah.
It's my turn.
Yes, it's your turn.
Not about this one, but some of these projects we're pulling out, it's not like I forgot about them, but some of them,
That's why we do this.
If you're like, oh, I haven't seen that in a while, and it's like, yeah, I haven't either. And I kind of forget about them. So this next one is Grove Fresh Lemons. Crazy for Cross Stitch Magazine. She's doing the plums. I'm doing a 14 count. No, okay, so anyway, here, so it's in the center. That's my lemons. And this one I could probably get finished with it because I did the watermelons and I already finished. No, I am doing on the ivory, Ada. Oh yeah, because I updated it. Didn't I want to do this on the blue fabric?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I probably could get it finished with that.
Maybe after your WIP go.
But we already said I was going to try to focus on Black Stallion.
Which one's closer to a finish?
Probably Black Stallion.
Oh, there you go. Oh, me. All right. All right, next is my Epic Storybook Princess by Clouds Factory. That is as good of a, okay, I'm sorry, sideways, but that's pretty much as good a cover as I'm going to get you. It's huge. It's massive. I am not opening all of this up, especially when you see how little I have done. But I did start in the middle. So I may end up opening most of this. It is a softer Ada, I think. It's fabric by Stephanie. It's 18 count royal purple.
I thought you said this wasn't soft.
I did. And now I'm thinking about it. It's the opalescent that makes it stiff. Because it's not real stiff. It's very malleable, which is what I like. I got more done on this than I thought. I'm opening it all up. Anyway, it's the opalescent that scratches my hands. You should be able to see this though, because I shouldn't have a problem seeing it because of how doubled over it is. And how it's light blue. So that is my start.
It wasn't the coffee project bag that you made for your big project, but it's a project bag for Squirrel. And Paris is laying on top of it.
Oh, nice. I don't have anything in it because it is so massive and... Oh, that one.
No, that's not your
that's...
bell. Your bell is the one.
Yeah. Yeah. Something will be going back into there very shortly. My scroll rods are coming for this, so I'm very excited about that. And I think I told you everything I needed to.
Okay, there might be a glare for this one. This is my Jim Shore Puppy Mill Hill by Mill Hill. I've gotten my kitty done. So I'm gonna move it around just a tad if there is a glare. Like that. So this is done on the given 14 count accrue perforated paper, and here is my headless, or no, what do you call it? Beheaded puppy?
Headless, I think is what Hannah said.
Was not head? I mean, maybe it was headless, but it has its head. So
necklace.
Necklace, yes.
Necklace. L-E-S-S.
Yes. So when this is done, it's going to be in honor of Twyla. Just because the cat's in honor of Paris.
Yes. My cat-like dog who is laying on my project bag, which is empty right now. You know what? I can take this one out very easily. This is Firefly Fairies by Lavender and Lace. Every time I work on this, like, I don't know what it is, probably because it's got blends, but every time I go to work on this, I cringe. But when I have it out, I enjoy it. Of course, if I gridded, I probably would be enjoying it more, but I haven't yet. This is on Heroic Belfast Linen, 32 count, Picture This Plus, and I did do this as a Mania start in 2020.
Mine both were Mania starts last year too.
I don't know what to do with this.
My next one?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to all. I think it's just, is it called? No, it's Christmas Silhouettes by Stony Creek. So it's this nice giant one. This has seriously like one color DMC. Oh, it has B5200, and then it uses glisten gloss. And this one I started May 25 of last year. It's boring. It's really boring.
So that's Romania start in Mary 25.
14 count. I would say blue, like light blue. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is God Gave Us Music by Donna Cooler. It's in the inspiration book. Got this from Crossings. Does it say Crossings? I just know I got it from Crossings. Many, many years ago, before I even had children. And my oldest is 21, so that'll tell you. And while I'm showing you that, it's also on the back cover. Ha! So, God Gave Us Music. I did this on a light blue 28 count even leave. I don't enjoy working from books. I did copy it, but there is just something about it. Should use that book as my backdrop, but that's okay. Here we are. I'm actually a lot further than, you know, I ever think that I am. It's not hard to do. I don't think any of those from the books are real hard. Sometimes they have a lot of fractional stitches, which I don't see any quarter stitches, just a lot of back stitching.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Next one, Mania start last year. Miss Mabel's Cat from the Cross Stitcher issue February of 2003. Yeah, I like the black fabric that they used. But I'm not loving this because I had to take out a ton of stitches. I think I would just do something like this. So not fun, and it's boring because it's white. But she's pretty, and I want to get her done. She's not ginormous.
Yeah. My next one is called A Heart of Hearts. It's by KLT Charting, Contrigus. It's a choose your own color project. And I am doing it with DMC 115, just on a white even weave, 28 count.
My Miss Mabel's Cat's 32 count Twilight Blue Linen. That's one I have.
That's my nemesis. But I like this. It's coming along decently. I think this is the top edge, so you can kind of imagine that's how big it's going to be. It's a lot more stitches though than I thought. I thought I could get it done pretty much last year. That wasn't happening.
Okay. What did I do to this? Okay, I think that's what I'm using. Okay.
Yours really does look like mine.
Really close, but it's much softer.
Well, that's because yours is
I'm
linen.
embarrassed for this start. This is Mania start this year. For all the plastic. Long Dog Sampler, Lot Steel More. Got this for Christmas last year, obviously because I started this year. Yeah, so I'm embarrassed about this start because this is while we're up at my grandparents'. I've not even counted my stitches. I think I've less than 10.
Yeah,
so,
that's like mine.
seriously, it's just a line of stitches. I'll hold it up close.
But
So my fabric is Fabrics by Stephanie Midnight Tryst,
mm-hmm.
and my thread I'm using, it's variegated Color and Cotton Everest.
Do you know if it's
Cotton.
32 count?
I didn't put that on there, but my tag is right here. I think it's 32 because I don't like 28. Oh, it is 28 count.
But it's tiny because of being hand dyed.
True, so yeah.
28 count Lugana. Alright, my next one is Hope and Strength by Glendon Place. This is my first Glendon Place. This was put out as a freebie for the pandemic. Alright, and it says, at the end of the day, all you need is hope and strength. Hope that it will get better, and strength to hold on until it does. And I like that because it can be used for many, many things. It doesn't just pertain to the pandemic. Alright, and this is on Morning Glory 28 count linen. Didn't I just call that my nemesis?
Mine was 32.
Mine has dinky dyes though. Some gorgeous, beautiful dinky dyes. Sorry, I know by the way of my stitches where my bottom is and where my top is. That's why I'm looking at it so close. Ooh, maybe I should do this. Sorry. We didn't get our board out because it's just knocks things around. But I love the colors of this. Again, gridding probably would have helped me go through a lot faster. The problem is taking the time to grid. Like, maybe that could be a car trip or something. Car trip, is that what you say? Car project? I've been making some things for my car projects, things because I can't stitch very well in the car.
Okay, next one is Sitting in the Stitchin'. This one on the back, it's Stony Creek, it's a dog's life. Right back here.
I can't wait for that to get done.
I know, it's adorable. And I love Stony Creek stuff.
Yeah.
It's a Yorkie.
Right.
I'm making this for my sister. And I can't tell. I didn't have a needle minder. I had a needle minder. I think... What in the world? Because this is my friend, but the blanket's supposed to be on the other side.
So that looks like that.
Oh, yeah, because it is tall.
Yes.
What? No, the stitches look wrong.
I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Okay, I think it should go like that. So, I mean, yeah, there you go, bracket. Oh, I'm so confused.
Well, we'll figure that one out. Oops. I hope you didn't start wrong.
And I had
We
a
were
date on my
just
here
watching, we were watching a WIP parade by Kia B and Tech Guy, and her husband was talking, well, Tech Guy was talking about doing a restart, and she said you'd have to do a restart anyway because you have it on the wrong orientation. So I'm hoping yours is not the same.
But I don't think I would have done that. So,
It's not much different.
right.
It's 4 stitches difference. So even if you did do it, but
It should be like that.
that's what it seems like.
I'm gonna have to figure out, but I'm not doing that today.
All right, my next one is The Kiss by Mirabilia. And this is another one I started because I knew my husband would like it. He didn't pick it, but, you know, I just knew he would like it. And then where did he see this? He's like, oh, I really like this. I'm like, oh, well, I have it already. But this is on Silvery Moon Lagana, 32 count. I don't know if this is a picture of this plus or not. It was an odd shape. I did not cut it this way. And look at that strange, like that's long. It's a strange shape. It's the first long project, but I was like, hey, cool, because this is the only cut of this fabric I have, and it actually fits on there. So, although nope, this is the bottom, so that's good. Yeah, not much of a start, because I'm also not really motivated to work on this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I even did it on Mania as a anniversary this year because we were away. I didn't take it with us.
But, my mood is just a little bit down there because I am having a lot of cramps. You know, lady problems.
So she's not quite her chipper self.
Yeah. Okay. Ridley Pirate. Mirabilia. I'm doing this on 32 count, hand-dyed light blue Jovelin. I feel like it's from 1, 2, 3 Stitch or something because I got it for like $9 or something.
No.
No, this. Like
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that
ordering
you got from the special.
I was so like, I want this certain fabric because
Yes.
the boring.
She didn't like what I gave her.
Right, what we had the option for.
She got a good start on this.
Yeah, I do, but you know,
Did you forget about it?
I don't know, but I do love working the fabric, and
I mean, this is
for Mystery Blossom,
a really good start.
that's a stiff linen, so that's kind of different.
This is nice.
Yeah, her whole border is crying.
Miss Cherry Blossom.
No,
This one. Wow.
Record.
I see that. This is Lamp Unto My Feet by Stony Creek. We have a lot of Stony Creek, which tells you they're probably mostly old ones. This is on 32 count Twilight Blue linen. It's a silk linen. Again, not my favorite. But once I'm into it and with the Q-snap, it's actually not as bad as I make it out to be. Really and truly. I complain more than I should. But look at that. I think that's a Bible. That is a Bible. It's good. All I have to do is a black around it and it'll really look like. So right now it's just an open book. So that's coming along. And then I have to venture away from that. It was kind of nice just working, you know, in the small circle there. And that's what I was trying to do anyway. Did I give all my info on that? That was also a Mania start, 2020. Notice that theme again? Barely started anything this year, which is a good thing.
Yeah, because seriously, pick down.
Did you complain about me?
No, of how many whips I have. I think you have more, but of my whips, I just like, well, I have a ton, and there's a ton that I just don't want to touch. But again, I got life ahead of me.
I was gonna say there's seasons, and we don't have to do them all in order that we started them. And some we can say, I just don't feel like working on this right now. That's why it'll be anniversary.
Like, that's why I don't feel guilty about not working on it, because I want to work on something else.
Right. And that's why we anniversary. Now, again, we were away the end of May, but we anniversary our starts so that we at least touch it that year.
Right. And it might be like, oh, I did
And
like
this year,
working on this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then maybe this year's the year that we like it again.
Right. Because I don't think people ever would start a project if they didn't like it. I mean,
Right.
Some people
Very
might.
rarely.
Very rarely. So you did start it because you did like it.
And again, some of them, my fabric choices are not my favorite, but
That's what you had.
it's what I had, and I'm not spending money to replace it.
Right.
And I love the project, so I'm sticking it out. And it might just be slow going, which is okay because, quite frankly, I don't have the money to frame everything.
We saw the Craft Addicts K, their craft room tour, and I like how they had to have just hanging on a way they're all their finishes.
That was neat. We don't have a closet like that.
Ours is in a box, so they don't get to like be out. They're folded up, so they're getting cool. Okay, next one.
We will have to finish one day. Maybe I think Jamie.
Next one.
She doesn't watch this video.
I started this one this year for Mania. Sampling of fish. This is just done in 14 count white Ada, and it's actually a little soft. And again, this is when I started up at my grandparents', and I don't know if some of it's correct or not. I don't think you need to back that.
Just in case.
Yep. But not feeling that good.
All right, almost done. My next one is Life Begins After Coffee, and this is by GraceNotesStitchers. I don't really have a cover, but I have a mock-up in Pattern Keeper, so I will give you that. But in my PDF, there is not a cover photo, so I will never be giving you a cover photo that I am aware of. So that is the mock-up that Pattern Keeper has given me, and it's all black. I'm choosing my colors as I go, and the way I'm choosing it is I went online. Oh no, where did those colors come from? I have some rainbow glisten gloss. Fell out of a bag. Anyway, that is on a Picture This Plus linen, and I know that because I remember buying it, but the color escapes me. But when I saw it, it might be fawn. It does look a lot like fawn. But when I saw it at the store, I said, I have the perfect pattern for that. So I knew it was great for a coffee pattern.
Okay,
I don't think I have any other notes on that.
my next...
cover up my notes.
Sorry. My next one is Season's Greetings, the child and I wanted to but have in the car on my trip. Yes, everyone likes making fun of me that I just gotta have a needle and all that. So anyway, so on here, it's blue on a white towel. I do have a white towel, I guess, but I picked this towel to do it on, so I changed it to using a crew. Not that bad. So this is a 14 count burgundy Charles Craft towel. The book is Christmas Towels and Breadcloths, designs by Deborah A. Lambie.
Yeah, it's Leisure Arts.
Leisure Arts. Oh.
And then my final one for right now and for today is Love Learning. This is Belle. It's by Creatively Crafting. I am part of her Stitchy group. There's a monthly fee to belong to that. Oh, yes, I'm using my Stitchy Collective mug.
I think you're doing your lipstick side.
No.
Oh, no.
I earned this. My group, we stitched the most stitches in the month of May. Mania helped with that. So then I got mailed, it might have been April, but either way, so you can earn prizes, real prizes. But she does Stitchy only stitch-alongs. I think that these will be able to be bought on Etsy or her website once they're all done. But being a Stitchy, you get this whole set for free, which I really like. But I thought I was further. That is all the further I am. This is the fabric I specially ordered from Fiberlicious, 18 count London Blue Ada, and then I cut it for another project for Mania. Totally forgot. So this was a Mania 2021 start, but thankfully I left enough that I could still barely do Belle on it.
Okay.
She's a lot smaller than I thought she would be.
Right. My next one is Silver Unicorn by Stephanie Seabrook, Hedgepath.
It's a Pegasus publication.
Okay. Again, if there's a glare, I'm going to move it around just a tad, because we can't tell if there's a glare or not. So I'm doing this on 28 count even weave of light gray, or I don't know, it almost looks like creamish or purpley.
No, it's a gray.
I don't know. I got this at...
It's a black top.
Was it Stitch and Stuff?
Mm-hmm.
That closed. And because I got the fabric along with the pattern there. I thought to their stash of stuff.
They had such an amazing amount of stuff, but we weren't stitching a whole lot.
That's when I was going to kick off my stitching.
Yes. I was just looking to see if they suggested something, because usually I would buy
Suggested what?
their suggested fabric. But they have white on here. Alright, so we are going to take a break, is what it's going to seem like to you, but it'll be another day for us. So this is our final day of our WIP parade. So we're getting everything done today. So I'm probably going to do 2 projects to her 1.
Yeah.
Or maybe 3 projects to 1. Yeah, I have a lot of WIPs. Alright, so because I had, on WIP Go, I had a whole list of WIPs, new projects for this year. Alright, so the first is going to be Brooks Books Cinderella. This is the cover photo. And I'm not very far. I did this as a WIP Go start, so I'll just show you because it's all folded up and pretty. That's all the further I am. It's so pretty. I think this is on 36 count. Unfortunately, I don't know. I didn't write it down. So as I go, if I have it, I will tell you. Today, I know there's a few that we have digitally, so I'm going to be inserting a lot of cover photos. This is going to be unlike other days. So that is that. I'm sorry. And then this is Dream by Creatively Crafting. I seriously got like 100 stitches on this. That was a challenge for her group, the Creatively Crafting group. And it was to stitch on something with words. Why I didn't pull something else out with words, I don't know. I bought the pattern Dream, which I will insert the cover photo because I've never printed it.
It's just on 16 count. Would you call it cremated?
Beige.
Beige.
Yeah, it's...
10.
Yeah, I just kind of grabbed it because it's what I had. I mean, I like it. Yeah, we're going to do that. And then my Aurora silhouette. This is on 18 count antique white or beige. It looks a little bit more beigey. Again, I'm going to have to insert a photo. But this is all the further I got. That I did get 500 stitches. I mean, I think I had a good start. This I am doing full cross. And it's 2 count, or 2 whole X's. 2 threads, whole X's. 2 over 1 is what I was trying to say. And that's my Aurora silhouette.
So this is Celtic Christmas by Lavender and Lace. I'm gonna probably work on it even though it's not May 25, because my aunt and her family are here, or her kids. Yeah. She had, is it Velcro or something? I think I'll do it. There we go. So many places I can't work on because of it's beading, and I do beading at the end. So
That one's looking really nice.
But she did a decent amount of this. I'm hoping to get it finished at some point. I just got a lot of border to do. I just rolled it up.
Okay, so this is my Christmas wreath stitch along. This is by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. That's really the only cover that they gave us. It's nothing huge. And it's nothing real detailed. It's just kind of a teaser cover to get you to want to do it. And there you are. So I am caught up on this. Thankfully, I have stayed caught up every month. I love this though. And this I did write down because I went to their website. It's on 28 count, Picture This Plus, Heartland Casual Linen. And I keep it in my lemon bag by Girl and Stitchery, which is kind of funny because it's very...
in cotton bags.
Yeah, what did I say?
Bags.
Oh yeah, Stitchery. But it, I know it's very summery, but I don't have a Christmas bag, so that works. And then I have my Mulan again in another Daron tote bag. I don't have a cover photo, but you don't really need one because she's almost done. All that's under here are some more trees like this in black. It's all darkness. So she will be done this year. I have to get 4,000 stitches this month, which I haven't begun, but I will do it. But I love her. This is a Heaven and Earth design. It's on some kind of 25 count Ada. I know that much. I don't have any idea the color. I I pulled it out and went, okay, this will work. Because it's full coverage, it's not going to be seen. I will be sad though if it shows a little bit once it gets framed.
What does?
If the paint.
Fabric. Oh.
Yeah, because I really didn't want to see the fabric in any way. I mean, that was my goal anyway. And then the next is all you need is pixie dust. 28 count Ash Rose Jovelin. I started this in March of 2020. All you need is faith, trust, and a little bit of pixie dust. I started this because I was in the group Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, and I was on the team Pixies. At this point, the game has gone off of Facebook and into another platform that is kind of confusing for me, so I am not able to be a part of it. So I'm hoping one day they'll go back to Facebook or even choose a different platform maybe. I don't know. Facebook's a little convenient for some of the games. Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Roger. Yep. Looking at this cover photo, it seems a little bit bigger than I thought it would be. This is Marty Bell's English Countryside. I think it's issue 1 or not issue. It's not a magazine. But
English Countryside 1.
North Coastline. So I started this. This was my start of last year. I am not tempted to work on this.
It's tiny.
It's tiny. Just 14 count blue Ada.
It is. It's only about 100 stitches by probably 60 or 80. Oh, 80 by 100. The next is Summer Music by Elsa Williams. This was a kit. I love how it looks. It's beautiful. And somebody so kindly passed the stash, and I got this for free. The only problem is they had none of the leftover threads. So I had to guess. And I just don't feel like my colors are going to come out the same. But I had a decent start to it. I believe this is the bottom. Actually, I know it is. So it's got a decent start. But so it is very confetti heavy. Like nothing of any same color is near anything. So it kind of makes it a little rough to work on that.
It's called Summer Music.
Summer Music. Yep. Did I say that was Summer Music? Probably not. The next one is Snow White. It's the stained glass by Creatively Crafting. I've been doing it 10 stitch, 28 count antique white Lugana. This one I love, like absolutely love. When I'm working on it, I'm having a lot of fun with it. She's so pretty. This one is a stitch along available from Creatively Crafting. You can still start it because she redoes it every, I don't know, 18 months. She'll let people join. When you belong to a group, this is the only stitch along, I believe, that is not part of your membership. And then the next one is Cinderella by Make It Pink. Do I have a cover photo? I am going to have to insert a cover photo here, but that will not have the modest top that she created for me. So instead of the long V-neck, she made a nice little modest tops for me to stitch this with. And this is all I am. That's all I've got done. This is on 40 count Newcastle Powder Rose. And again, that is Make It Pink. The artwork is by Hannah Alexander. Your turn.
This one I'm showing you is Born Pegasus, a Mania Star, last year's home anniversary. It's designed by Stephanie Seabrook Hedgepath. I just showed you a little bit ago, like you saw. Silver Unicorn. So this is the one that's, I call it the sister piece. I'm doing this on 14 count Swagger. Is it Celadon, Ada?
Celadon.
Celadon. Yeah, so I did my whip go for this. But again, wait, I feel like I just talked about this, but I have to pull like all this out, or just like from here down to just pull all this out because there's an extra row. So just look at that. But I enjoyed, I think, working on this more. I don't, like a date is fine because I don't think there's quarter stitches, I like the fabric of Soy Unicorn, but that's just very like grays, whites. This actually has color. Like, I understand every color is a color when you're using it. It's color. You can't say white's not a color when you call it.
White. I know. Black is the absence of color.
I know. But when you're holding a piece of thread, it is called a color.
I know. So I'm doing a shoe afghan. This particular one is June 2002 issue, but it's in the Cross Stitcher magazine August, February, and June. It's an antique white baby afghan, 18 count. I do enjoy working on this sometimes. I did find it easier to work with a hoop. The problem with this is you can't do the sewing method. Where did I work? I'm not far. I had to take out what I had done last mania. I started this mania 2020, and then I figured out that I had reversed the blue and the red. So I decided to go ahead and take it all out because it wasn't going to make sense once I put the other colors together. Will I fold this? Do you want to show one of yours?
Tea time towel. I started the rose gold towel and I finished that, but this I restarted. So I gotta find out which one I restarted on. It's got the card, I think it says tea time, it's back stitched. It's like some card photos with the towels. Some of them get shadows and stuff. I haven't seen this since Mania. It is so hard to see with this white on the white, and there's just a tad bit of gray in there. So you don't want it. So yeah, if you can't see that, it's just one teapot.
Okay, the next one is the Snow Queen, Heaven and Earth Designs by Ruth Thompson. I am doing this on with tent stitch on 28 count new khaki linen. I have a pretty good start on this, but that's the back. Grab this here. I think this is so pretty. I like working tent stitch, and I don't know why I felt the need to grid it. I started to, and then I guess I changed my mind, because this is not the easiest thing to do. There's enough noise going on upstairs. My niece and nephew are here, and their noise is a little more than I'm used to. The running around was not my, I don't want to say not my favorite, but I don't do running in the house. Let's just put it that way. All right. Are you going to go ahead, or you're going to let me keep going?
Go.
The next is Summer Buzz by Deborah Dick, Tempting Tangles. I love this. This was my first experience with Dinky Dyes, and this is on Witch Out 28 count watercress linen. Yes, I've had to move things once or twice, but I really like this. And again, it's the linen I don't like, but I'm managing, and it will look pretty fantastic, I believe, when it is all said and done. Alright, do one more here. We didn't count to see what would make it really even, so I have no idea. Summer Delivery by Plum Street Samplers. And my project is going to be on 18 count Fiberlicious London Blue Ada. That's coming along nicely. Sorry, my husband keeps texting me. This direction. I think that has a nice modest start to it. I liked working on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only fault with my mania starts is that I don't get enough, basically not enough time with my projects. Go ahead.
Do one more.
Do one more. The next is a kit, Teddy Bear Gathering. It's a gold, Dimensions gold collection. And I used to have a thing for teddy bears, and last Mania 2020, I decided to open up some of my kits. So I have a good start. I don't know if I anniversaried this.
Yeah.
This might have been one of those that would have been anniversaried while I was at my parents'.
Right. Alright, I will show you mine now. Sitting Pretty. It's also the cover photo, but here it is all the way. So I love how the back of the couch, like right behind the cat, it says like do 1/1 or something. So it gives it more of a fainter look, like a back of the couch, and there she's saying, "Oh my God," it looks more like a he. I don't know. Okay, and I'm doing this one like I didn't pull to my page. I think it's 32 count. You show it, and I'll look for my information. Oh, I can. So it's on 32 count antique white linen. Yeah.
And I will say, some antique whites are different than others because this is more of a beigeish tan.
Right. So this book is by Jane Netley Mayhew and Nikki Wheeler. What else did we say? Yeah, Cats of the World in cross stitch. I don't know what else I was going to say. Oh, then it's an anniversary.
For Mania 2020.
Yeah.
Same with this. This was probably in my first, I think this was May 1st. No, it wasn't. May 18th. This is another Mania start. So if you've watched recent videos, you know that I actually just finished Alice and finished the White Rabbit. And I'm going to start making this, hopefully, a monthly, that I can finish one a month. Because once I get started, it only takes about a day or two to actually do one of those. And then, of course, I'll still have to do the border. But I need the February 2020 issue of Cross Stitcher magazine because the digital is just way too blurry. And I do enjoy working on it when I started it. It's only a True Colors Rosebud, 28 count even weave. Then, sorry, you can see in the back of my head a lot. This is my, oh, sorry. This is Do Different by Long Dog Samplers. Absolutely love this. This is one, again, when I'm working on it, I don't want to put it down. I put it down when I make a mistake. But this was for my extra credit last month, so I got 1,000 stitches into it. It still has not been caught on WIP Go. So, I mean, that could be my 1,000, but I will probably put another 1,000 into it. And as long as I keep wanting extra credit, I will do that. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's when I have time. I have other challenges that I have to do that kind of get in the way. And then my next one is my Sleeping Beauty Mirabilia. I am going to need help with this one. So if you could hold up the board, we're going to stand up together here. Okay. Because she's big. She is so much bigger than I ever thought she would be. I'm not sure if I'm on a 28 count or a 32 count, but that is pretty. I love it. This is my oldest WIP as of right now. I started it in November of 2019. I have no idea. No clue what fabric this is. I think I only have 2 projects that I started in 2019. And let me show you the cover photo real quick. So Mirabilia, if I didn't say that. The next is something I just started. Katrina, the John Clayton Elegance collection. This one is being done on Fiberlicious 32 count Jobelin. This one's actually behind you, honey. Which one? This was my birthday start this year. Right. So I'm not real far on it. I love working on it. But I don't remember the color. Do you remember the color name?
No. Where'd you get it?
It was one of my Fiberlicious.
Something lavender mist or something.
Yeah, I didn't write it down. I will probably not do another birthday start. That was like a rush. We rushed on my birthday to be able to do that. I just, because like, my husband kept wanting to do other things, and I'm like, I don't want to do anything because I want to do my birthday start.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing Tulip House. Okay, here's the cover. Hands-on design. Yeah, there you go. 32 count navy casual linen. And I'm using the Weeks Dye Works. There's that name under. So it stands like that. And yeah, just one of these days, I think it was one of her lesson days, so I didn't have a light where I was working on it, so I really have to just work with this in my stitchy spot.
All right. The next, did you show your Cozy Cafe?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it on
But not on here. Oops, sorry. So this is Cozy Cafe by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I don't have a cover photo because it is a mystery stitch along. We're both doing the same project, 14 count, Picture This Plus, Opal Ada. And I have block 3 done and I'm working on block 4. Mine does have the beads. Colleen is waiting until the very end.
I'm doing back stitching though because that's easy enough.
Well, yeah, and I mean, there's barely any back stitching with this.
There's mine. I saw Heather's and I was like, no, she's so far ahead.
Yeah.
So I'd like to keep up. I should work on it, but I have focuses I'm focusing on.
The next is Pledge of Allegiance by, it's the script version by Cross Stitch Studio. I am doing it on 22 count Ada. It's not really Ada, it's Hardanger fabric. But I am doing 2/1. So I'm not real far, but I'm working on it as a focus piece. I started this in January. This was my January 1st start of 2021 for the Cross Stitch Studio 30-day challenge. I failed, but that's okay. It didn't stop me from doing it again this month. Can you put that over there?
Is that, what do you say, it's like an ongoing thing with you? Or you have started a lot of things and barely got the corner done?
That's because I start on the corners. And then, do you have your April Quaker?
I have it right here.
Okay. Next, I'll show our April Quaker. This is by Jordan Privé. Mine is Cloud Gazing, Fiberlicious, 32 count Lugana, with Silks for You PR 110. And this is our Sunday project. Of course, the WIP is not going to stay looking like this. I have to take all of this out. You'll see that if you see our weekly video first. This is in the wrong spot, and that's what everything is about. And it's not something I can easily just fix.
Otherwise, I haven't had much problem with mine. So I'll show you, and then I'll tell you the information about it. I got the alphabet done, but up at the top, pretty much I work on this until I finish a thread. So I just have J and K to finish for that alphabet. But I really try to just work on a motif. That probably won't work on the Sundays, because on Sundays I still like to work on other things. So
there's your cover
photo. I'm stitching it with Silks for You PR 138. Fabric is Fiberlicious, 32 count Lugana. It's called Sakura. It's a petal pink, but Sakura means cherry blossom, so if you can tell, pink.
Okay. Next is my Summer Quaker. It's by Rosewood Manor. I started as a stitch along with Gary from Garon Kitten Bags, and I did buy the kit with the Valdani floss. This is on 28 count Picture This Plus, Propel color, and it's casual linen. I love this. I love working with that. I love Picture This Plus, I can tell you. They're casual. It's fantastic. And this is what it will look like when it's done. And I am finished with all of this. I'm just not ready to unroll it all yet because it's on so very nicely. And then I'll do my Heroes and Heroines. This was a mania start for this year. I had this all nice earlier. This is Amy Stewart, Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what it will look like. The cover photo. And then this is what I have. This is one of my favorites to work on. So when I can, I do. I don't think it's going to be touched in July though.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be taking it off of the juice mat today.
You know, I think I have to get one, like, not anytime soon, but start naming Stewart, just because there's, like, I like seeing them who are doing that, but there's one that, it has to be one that I want to do.
Don't you like the animal one?
I think it's the animal bookshelf, because bookshelf idea, I do like that, so at some point I will have to start.
Did you do the Animal Kingdom, or?
I don't know.
I know you don't like the museum. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
Isla, I'll show you the cover photo. John Clayton's, I started this one with her, like, it's not the same chart. John Clayton's Elegance, Isla. blue. And stitching her is amazing. She's on 32 count blush. I think it's just flattered. That's her chest. So there's
Where do you have your information for her?
I don't have the information.
Oh, yeah. She started her June 30th, my birthday.
Yes. I love the fabric.
Okay. I'm going to have to insert the cover photo. I seriously cannot find it. The pattern is like this small, so please don't fault me for not having the little tiny card that came along with it. Unless it's inside of it, which it is not. So I will insert the cover photo because at least I do have that. But I gridded only for one reason. I have all of this done down here, and then I needed to do the sun because I needed to stitch with gold thread for a challenge. So I gridded my way up so that I could stitch with my gold. That is being done on 28 count Confederate gray casual linen. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with these things. So many. Blah. D is for dog. This would be my second oldest WIP. This is what it will look like. But I have the book. It's cross stitch from A to Z. And I don't have a project bag for it because I keep that in my only 11 by 11. She snapped back.
So in this pattern, you changed just a few things up.
Yeah, I did. I changed the purple, the green to purple, and the red to pink. Made it a little bit more girly. Would you mind putting that away while I go on to the next? And then my next is my soda stitch. Now that I have more done, I really enjoy it. But this is Soda Stitch Anne of Green Gables. Here is her cover. And this is how far I am. Whoa! I just lost some colors. I am doing this one. I have no idea. It looks like it's got to be at least a 32. It's like just a very natural color. It's probably what I had dyed for my chatelaine and then didn't really care for it. Or bleached, lightened up. But I think that's coming along nicely. And then, my goodness, sorry. I have my old Ragged Cross, which is in the book Best Loved Hymns, the second collection. And the cover photo is here. This was the project that I asked my husband to work on because he said he would learn to cross stitch. That didn't last real long. It's on 28 count summer khaki casual linen. How I remember that from who knows how many years ago, I don't know. But this was many years ago. But just last year on Mania, I decided to pick it up and start it. He had just done, I think, a little bit of the blue. I mean, like 10 stitches. It wasn't much. It was only one direction. But underneath the serging, you can feel the, what did I used to use? Fray check. It's all rough from the fray check.
You know how we were introduced to serging is we went to one, I think Stitches Unlimited. Wait, no. Is that what's called?
Yeah.
No. But for my memorabilia, I remember we did do some fray check, and something about it was one of your fabrics when you were purchasing it. She was like, "Would you like me to serge this?" And my project, I was stitching in the car, so she was like, "You want to go grab that?" I was like, "Okay," because it was very hard to keep it on.
I was willing to pay her to serge it, and she's like, "No, no." Are you going?
Can I use one of your pages to cover this?
Yep.
This one so I don't bend the. Okay.
Here, I'll do it.
Wreath of Wildflowers from the book The Magic of the Forest by Jan Woodman. There you go.
I'll show you the front of the book while she's pulling her pattern out. Or picture out.
I'm doing this on 14 count Zweiger for Victorian green Christmas green. That's a mouthful.
That's backwards.
I know. This is barely I thought.
Sorry. Orientation's everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my next one is The Nutcracker by Stitchy Princess on Etsy. And I think her name's Ekaterina. But I decided to put this on Pearl Stitches, one of their dragon shades. I don't know if they even make these anymore. It's very old. I'm sorry. 28 count Jobelin called Echoes of Lavender. Now, this is something absolutely fantastic to stitch. I think Jovelin just is my thing. Well, I don't know, Jovelin or Lugana. But this fabric is great. The design is, I have a lot of hers on my wish list on Etsy. I only bought 2. I bought this and I bought the Alice in Wonderland. But, you know, can't do everything at once. I'm running out of room and I'm making quite a mess here. Once Upon a Fairy Tale, another Amy Stewart bookshelf. How could I not do that one? That was a Mania of 2020. I'm doing this one 25 count bone Lugana. I have an amazing start on this, to be honest. I don't know why I don't pull this one out more. Look at that. I'm pretty pleased with that. Yes, I stitch on the diagonal, but when I have a color, I just keep on going. And what else I was doing was, like, if I was working a color here and it was connected over here, and I just used the thread. I'm like, I'm not wasting my thread. I'm not winding it back up. I just keep going. I mean, that's kind of how I do everything because I don't like to thread my needle very much. And I think that's mainly why I stitch the way I do. Just because I don't like threading and unthreading my needle. This one is WIP there for this year, so it's going to be staying out.
I actually have a lot more, so
I can try to do a cover photo. I'm not sure if I have one for Pocahontas. This was an Etsy. I don't even know what she's on. Some kind of natural color linen. I don't know if it's 28 or 32. Kind of looks like 32. But this is supposed to be finished. I don't know. It's got thousands of stitches yet. So, we'll see. Alright.
how many more do you have?
I think I have one more, so you go ahead.
I gotta show a few more.
Okay.
Alright, Christmas Grogu. I've found that I've enabled a few people. So here, I should have to put a cover photo, but here's my progress on it. 16 count light gray Ada, stitching 2/1. And this is 21-inch roller frame.
Yep. It's the first time using a roller frame. Do you like it?
I like it, yeah.
It's nice and lightweight.
Lightweight is what I like. And I started on the 5th of February this year. Alright, next one I guess I'm gonna show. America the Beautiful. That was your notebook, so that was mine. I started this July 1st of this year because she's doing her daily 30 on her Pledge of Allegiance. Remember the one stitch you saw?
If you saw our other video.
Saw it. But I think I just got South Dakota done. That's more of east of my project. I don't know. Will I use this as a map?
No, I don't know. That's a Sue Hillis design.
I have more in here.
Okay. I thought.
Should I show that real quick?
Yeah.
Supersized Match Colors Melody in Pink by Josephine Wall. What do you call it? Not antique white, but just
It is antique white.
antique white. 28
I didn't want
count.
to get a plain white.
28 count Lugana.
And you're doing this in 10?
Yep, 10 stitch. 2/1.
Can I just say how beautiful her stitching is?
The back is a different story.
Yeah, we won't look at the back. I'm sorry, full coverage backs. No.
At this point, I was trying to be tidy, but I am not flipping the project over and over to run over. I'm just carrying. I'm not carrying.
Look at hoping that if Hannah makes it here for 24 hours of cross stitch, that she's going to show me how to do her feathering. Not the staggering, but the feathering with the threads.
Her what do you
For the way she ends it.
There's something threads that she calls them
Waist threads.
Waist threads. She made these. I love the color. I love the fabric of that. I have no idea where to put this. I have my 2 more projects at least in there.
This is Miss Cherry Blossom by Nora Corbett.
Mirabelle, who is
Nora Corbett.
Nora Corbett. Yes, correct.
This has some really good progress. Let's do it
I
this
don't
way.
know. It's a stiff linen. That's like it's not just like I have a problem with the fabric, but my other one, I don't know. I want to work on this. It's almost like if it had an even weave fabric, I would much work on it more because I got 10 of Old Roses done in no time.
Show
because
us the
that wasn't
back.
even weave. No,
Did I
it
just show
was
that?
the fun.
Okay. Whew.
Did you show the cover photo?
Uh-huh.
Okay. My Winter Quakers and oh, what happened in here?
You turned it upside down.
No.
I'll show your cover while you...
I just
Yeah. This is Rosewood Manor. I love this. So she finally decided to do winter Quakers after she saw how far along my summer Quakers.
So this was a birthday gift, and I just remembered this is what I started on
January 1st.
December 31st / no, it was January 1st because we were going at the time the fall or something. So gorgeous, and I actually saw this at Strawberry Samplery. I framed up there, and Dad liked the frame. I hope we got a picture of it.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think we'll insert it. But oh, I can't wait. I have to.
I'm sorry, I can't get it perfect because there's wrinkles.
But when I do
it's
pull
really
this out, I have to finish the motif. I won't put it away until the motif is done.
That's a good idea. I'll let you.
Okay.
This is kind of a letdown because after looking at these really pretty ones, 28. Oh, sorry. First, it's Sweet Summer Plums, which is actually the cover photo of Crazy for Cross Stitch, July of 2004. It was a mania start for last year, and just making sure I have no other projects. This is all the further I am. I did not work on it this year that I remember. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Don't ask. It's the end of our day, right? I'm a little frazzled. Is that it?
I think that's it, and
Wow.
I still have yet to count up how much I have.
Yeah, I don't want to know. So this is it for our WIPs. We still have some kitted up projects, or at least I do.
The started or what?
Kitted. Just kitted, ready to go.
Like our shadow lines.
Yeah. So we are going to hopefully do another video probably in about a month or so with our kitted up. I don't know if we should do it before WIP goes cold because then some of the things will be shown. Are you looking at something in particular?
I don't have. I probably have one kitted up.
Oh, okay.
You're the one who asked that.
Yes. I have crazy stuff planned. But I have several new starts still on my WIP Go board for this year. And that's what I have kitted up. So anyway, we'll show you those in a few weeks. I'm not going to say a month. I'm not going to lock us into a certain thing.
Yeah.
But all right. Hope this enabled you. Hope you enjoyed it. We tried to talk not too fast, but kind of fast, because we know this is going to end up being a pretty long video. But we hope you enjoyed it.
Happy stitching!